So I just finished a book today, and it is called The Dream by Harry Bernstein. And of course, I was pulled in by the cover. I love old photographs and stuff, so that drew me in. It starts out, and the narrator is Harry, and he is the smallest one. And he has 5 siblings. And they are very poor, living in Great Britain, and it takes place around the time after World War One. So I think all of Great Britain was in turmoil, and they were all poor. It's kind of like the Great Depression and stuff. And so they are really poor, struggling to get by. My favorite character ever is the mother. She's very selfless and strong and does everything in her power to make sure her kids have good lives. And that's her dream, is for them to be successful. Then there's the dad, who you really dislike. He's abusive and he spends a lot of money, that's why they're poor, on drinking and gambling. And he just needs power and control over the family. And he has to approve of every move that they make. So you really dislike him. I definitely did. I feel like that's a theme of like an abusive father. It's like every book I read, that's what happens. So the family is living in Great Britain, and the mother has this dream of moving to America and having a great life for her kids, because that was like the ideal. Like, America had so many opportunities. Soon enough, in 1922, this mystery person sends them tickets to board a ship and go off to America. So the father was very much against it, but they finally forced him into doing it. So they all go off to America, to Chicago, and live with the father's family, who was already there. And then you find out who sent them the tickets and the overall how the family works, because the father hated his family because they left him in Poland or something, but that ends up being a complete lie. So yeah, the father is great. So they start out pretty poor. Harry is the only one who gets to go to school. The others are working, getting money for the family so that they can buy their own house. After a while, they start to get money. They start racking it in and buying food, which is awesome. So you start to get really happy for them, and they finally are fulfilling this dream. And then the 1930s hits, which was the Great Depression, and they fall back into poor. And then soon enough, all the children, one by one, start getting married, leaving the family, and taking away money with them. Pretty soon, it's just Harry, the father, the mother, and Harry's little brother, Sidney, who's not really important. And it's just the 4 of them, and they're really struggling to get by. And Harry tries to find jobs and stuff, but it's the Great Depression. He always dreamed of being a writer, which obviously works out in the end, but he just couldn't get a job. Then Harry, the mother, and Sidney make a huge decision that I don't want to tell you guys, because that was kind of the turning point in the book. I think you can guess it, but yeah, you're rooting for them the whole time to kind of get away from Chicago and the father's family and the father, and so yeah, that's what happens there. Then Harry meets Ruby in New York, and there's a picture of them. Hold on. That's Harry and Ruby. And then this is them when they're older. So cute. And you just follow their romance for a little bit, and then they get married, and you're so happy for Harry, because finally, after years, he has gotten the American dream. But he's the only one out of the children that had a good marriage and stuff, so you're really happy for Harry. I did, however, cry at the end. Something really sad happens, and yeah, I cried because it was so sad. But at the end, really ask yourself, like, did they really accomplish the American dream? Was it so much better? But their story is absolutely amazing, how they survived basically 2 Great Depressions and somehow made it. The mom is awesome. You will love her. She's so strong, and I can't believe they made it through all that. It's crazy. So, the beginning, it's pretty boring. You really have to like push yourself and be like, ugh, it'll soon get better. I really like the fact that they put in pictures so you can kind of put like faces to names and stuff. Overall, it's a lot better than I thought it would be. I thought it'd be really boring based on the first half, but it gets better. Not everyone's gonna like it. It's not everyone's cup of tea. I realize that. It was not as bad as I thought it would be. I recommend it. It's not the most exciting book, but it's cute. The ending was both really, really good and really, really bad. It was bittersweet at the end. And I kind of didn't want it to end because I wanted things to work out perfectly, but they didn't. So, yeah, that's The Dream. Pretty short book again, so there's not much else to say without giving it away because you really get deep into the family and see like the darkness of it and their relationships and stuff, and there's a lot of betrayal and stuff that really makes you angry. All in all, pretty good book. So not my favorite, of course, but wasn't awful. So thank you for watching, and I'm starting Lock and Key soon by Sarah Dessen, so that's a pretty long book, so it should take me a while. So thank you so much for watching, and I will see you all in my next video whenever that decides to come out. So bye guys!